This video will cover the topic of linear relationships with constants. Be sure the date and topic are at the top of the page. The essential question for this video is, how do linear relationships look when there is a constant value? And we know that linear relationships can be seen in graphs, tables, and equations. And we know that these graphs, tables, and equations all demonstrate that the relationship is proportional. So something is staying the same unit rate throughout. So let's take a look at an example of this, but this time it's going to have an additional aspect. So our example is going to center around this fact that I looked up. So the price of joining a soccer club here in Portland is about $1,000 for an 8-month season. But in addition, players have to pay a set fee for insurance and other kind of set costs. And that is a one-time payment of $450. So the question is, how would this look if we were to model this price system as a graph, a table, or an equation? Well, first, as always, we should look for a unit price. And I know that it's $1,000 for the 8 months, so we want to figure out how much the price would be for 1 month per month. So since it's $1,000 for 8, I'm going to divide 1,000 by 8 to get my unit price of $125 per month. So we're going to start with that. Of course, that's not the only price. There's also the one-time fee of $450 that doesn't repeat. Once it's paid for the year and doesn't need to be paid again. So let me show you how this would look in the equation. It's still a linear relationship. This price is consistent per month. So I've written it as I know, right? The cost is $125 per month plus a $450 fee. And if I translate that, I'm going to say that cost is $125 per month plus $450 fee. And that would be my equation. And as always, my coefficient is going to be telling me that unit rate, that constant rate of change that stays the same throughout. And that constant that I've added on at the end is that one-time fee. Let's look at it now as a table. So I've set up my table with the number of months that the student is on the team and then how much the total cost would be. But what's different here is that even before playing a month, the student has to pay the $450 fees. So that would be filled in at month 0. Then for the next month, we would need to add on $125. And since that's consistent, we would continue to add $125 for each month that we add to our table. So I'm going to go ahead and fill all that in. The linear relationship is still present in this table. I've still added the same amount as I've added the same amount of time. So every month it went up $125. It was a steady price increase. So even though our table starts somewhere other than 0, right, our first data is not $0, it still has a consistent increase and it still shows a linear relationship. Now we're going to see what it looks like in the graph. For my graph, just a quick note here, the price that we pay depends on how many months the student is playing. So the month is independent and the price is therefore dependent. It's going to be on our y-axis, just to kind of make note of that. I'm going to go ahead and set this up. So I have my graph set up. I decided to go with a scale of 1 along the x-axis and a scale of 125 on the y-axis. And so we can record actually what's in our table. I'm going to use a different color here so it's clear. But what's different here is that before even playing a month, a student would have to pay the $450 in fees. So that would be filled in when the month is 0. So I'd have to start at the coordinate point 0, 450. So I have to kind of find where that would be here. I'm going to say that's right around here. So my graph does not start at the origin. It does not start at 0, 0. And from there, I'm just going to plot the same points that I had in my table. And I can see that when I've plotted my points, the linear relationship is still present because I added the same amount every time my time increased. So if I needed to, I could kind of see that this makes a straight line. Again, it's hard without my ruler here. Now, the difference is that we didn't start at the origin because the price didn't start with $0. So where this line hit the y-axis right here, we call the y-intercept. The y-intercept was not at the origin, it was at the point 0, 450, but the data still creates a straight line. And I'm actually going to go ahead and add a title to this since I didn't have it already. I always want my graphs to have a title. So here's another example. While fundraising for the Sellwood 5K, Jack's mom is going to pledge $5 just no matter what, but then we'll also pay an extra $10 for every kilometer that Jack completes. So we know that she's doing $10 for every kilometer, and that's the unit rate that she will pay, but she will also be paying just that $5 extra just for him participating. So take a minute and see if you can create the equation that we would write to represent this, right? The donation, we'll use D for donation, is $10 per kilometer plus a flat donation, one-time donation of $5. Take a moment and then we'll see how you did. How'd you do? Do you have D equals 10K plus 5? If you do, great. We're going to go ahead and put that into our table. So I've started the table for you. I have kilometers on the left because we need to know the kilometers he runs to figure out the donation on the right. So take a moment and fill in what you believe goes into this table, and then we'll check and see how you did. Remember, she's paying $5 before he even starts, plus $10 for every kilometer he completes. How'd you do? Did you start with 0 kilometers was $5 and then increase at a steady rate of $10 per kilometer? If so, your table would look like mine. We know that this is linear and proportional because each additional kilometer adds the same amount of money. It just didn't start at the table spot of 0, 0. And that means when we graph it, we'll see a straight line as well. So let's go ahead and set up a graph. So I have my graph set up, and kilometers is independent, and that is what determines how much money is donated. So the donation is our dependent variable on the y-axis. So we're going to go ahead and take a minute to try to graph this, keeping in mind that we know it will not likely start at the origin, but because before Jack even runs, his mom will be donating $5. So go ahead and plot the points where you think they'll go, and then we'll check in. How'd you do? It looks like our y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis, is at 0, 5, because that is the constant amount that he's paying no matter what. But then you can see that our line would grow consistently, and again, a ruler would be something we would use in class, but that would grow consistently to make a straight line because this is a linear equation. So remember, the essential question to this video is, how do linear relationships look when there is a constant fee or a constant value being added in to your situation? And so hopefully you can see now where that shows up on the equation, table, and graph. Be sure to have your notes and questions for class.